Hello, and welcome to another Behind the Poem story. This week's poem is about the poem entitled How Do I Accept? Now, it's placed early on in the volume, which is usually where I have some of my older poems. But How Do I Accept is one of the later poems, having been written in the last 3 or 4 years, in my favorite place to write, my bar in Wimbledon that I enjoy going to quite frequently in order to get some writing done. How Do I Accept is a poem where I'm kind of angry with myself. A lot of times I will focus on what I have in my life, besides, to the exclusion of what I don't have, on purpose to try and keep positive, to try and think about the plentiful blessings in my life that I have, in my friends, in my family, in my job. I do what I do for a living. I love. It's my life. It's what I've always wanted to do. As a bonus, I get to do writing, and I get to do these, which I get to share with you. And so sharing my writing, teaching, inspiring the writing of others, running workshops, all of those things that I get to do in my life that I wouldn't normally get to do if I had to fight for the more basics, things like a place to live, a full refrigerator, being able to travel when I get the chance to. All of those things are things and elements of life that not everybody has. And I'm always appreciative of just how blessed I am in my life that I get to have those things. So it's difficult, and I get very angry with myself when I want something that I don't have, or when I get too hung up on the things in my life that are missing that I want to be part of my life. And so when we want what we lack, or what we feel is integral to our happiness or completion of our happiness, it can turn into kind of self-blame or self-doubt, which How Do I Accept is an expression of in my case. When what you want is something that you feel like you deserve, but you're somehow not getting, you start to wonder, well, what's wrong with me? Why can't I have that? I want this thing, I've worked for it, I've looked for it, I've searched for it, I'm desperate to find it, and for some reason I still don't have it, which means that there must be something wrong with me. How do I accept is kind of almost a desperate question, the whole poem, about why can't I just accept what I already have? And why can't I be happy with that? Why can't I be full and complete and satisfied with what I have instead of what I don't? And of course, a lot of that goes to do with human nature and how we sometimes act in a way where we're never satisfied with what we have. We always want what's on the other side of the fence. The grass is always greener, and we always want more of it. And so, no matter how much we have or how little we have in our life, no matter how appreciative of those things that we have, we are genuinely, we still have that one thing, or two or three, and oddly, however much harder we search for the things that we don't have, the less likely it is that we might find what it is that we're looking for. The less likely it is that we find what we want, because we're so busy looking for it, searching for it, that we might miss it as it passes us by. And, if we focus more on just being who we are and on accepting the life that we have as it is and as it comes in the moment, we might get the very thing that we're looking for. Just, by not spending so much energy looking for it. Of course, that's easier said than done. I can't tell you how many times I've especially around November time and Thanksgiving time, where I try to really intensely focus on the positive and being thankful for what I have, I find myself still with those niggling doubts, with those, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I have that? Why can't I do that? Why can't I see that or go there? Surely I've earned it by now. Surely I've waited patiently or put myself out there enough. And so how do I accept is that frustration and is that anger within a poem I am, I am very sure most days that I am worthy, that I am blessed, but believing and hoping and knowing doesn't help to keep that sense of want away. How Do I Accept was written on a night where I was upset and grumpy and getting into those self doubt and self blame, and I got angry with myself for doing that. So I keep searching for what I'm missing, and I'm also hoping to somehow find what I'm asking for in the poem. How do I accept it? How do I find the will and the patience to accept what I have and to wait for what I don't have to come my way or not as is meant to be? Because if it's not meant to be, it's probably not worth searching for in the first place. Another short one this week. So it's a very simple idea. It's a very, universal idea. I know that I have seen and talked to many people who feel the same way. I hope that you gain some comfort in knowing that there are other people that feel that way out there, that there are those of us who desperately, desperately trying to find the patience and the will to accept what is and to be thankful for what we have as opposed to what we don't. Most of the intentions with my poems are to link with someone else, are to share my emotions and my experiences with someone else so that people know that they're not alone in feeling what they feel and that it's valid. So hopefully we'll all be able to find that at some point. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next week.